What is good, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only King Tyson, y'all. We back here for another episode. Episode 66, y'all. We back for episode 66. This is Summer Slam Edition, y'all. Summer Slam Edition, y'all, man. The summer is too hot, y'all. The summer is too hot. Summer Slam was too lit, too crazy. It was full of surprises, y'all. Unbelievable shit happened at SummerSlam. It was unbelievable. SummerSlam was crazy. This SummerSlam was crazy. This is the best SummerSlam. I won't say the best SummerSlam because this is the first two-night event SummerSlam so far. And so, next year they're going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Next year, y'all, make sure y'all tune in for next year's SummerSlam because it is going to be crazier than this year. Best believe me, man. Because SummerSlam, I keep saying SummerSlam was crazy. The summer was too hot, y'all. But anyway, the beginning of the week, basically, y'all, this is the beginning of the week. Usually I talk to y'all in the middle of the week, but this is the beginning of the week, y'all. So hopefully y'all weekend was successful, productive, and hopefully everything went your way, y'all, because it was SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam. It's crazy. SummerSlam was crazy, man. So how y'all feeling, man? Put it in the comments. What do y'all rate SummerSlam? What y'all rate SummerSlam? I give SummerSlam, because of the ending of SummerSlam, I give it an 8. I give it an 8. It could have been a 10, but I give it an 8 because there was some matches I was like, no. But it was a lot of people who retained their championships. And then we had a couple, new champions. We're going to talk about those new champions as well, y'all. And SummerSlam was crazy, man. I can't wait for next year. Can't wait for next year's SummerSlam, y'all. I can't wait for next year's SummerSlam. So put in the comments y'all ready for next year already. So all right, let's do what we do. Let's do what we do as usual every week on the Raw Smack Talk, y'all, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 10K, y'all. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Let's do it together in 2025. All right, let's do it. Let's get it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the one and only SummerSlam, y'all. Let's get into SummerSlam. Summer was too freaking hot. So look, the first match they had Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Braun. And the winner of that match, y'all, was the one and only, the two and only, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, OTC, y'all, OTC. They won the match right there. The shit was crazy. So let's talk about how y'all feeling. Put in the comments, what do y'all rate? I mean, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Braun. Put in the comments, what do y'all rate them? What do y'all rate that match? And what do y'all rate that motherfucking match right there? So look, let's get into it. Braun Breaker was looking in the middle of the match. Braun Breaker was about to spear Jey Uso, but Roman Reigns moved out of the way, y'all. Roman Reigns actually sacrificed himself for once, y'all. He moved Jey Uso out of the way, and then the one and only Braun Breaker speared Roman Reigns. He speared the shit out of Roman Reigns. Then Jey Uso speared Bronson Reed and did the Uso splash. Jey pinned, Bronson Reed, and that was the match right there. That shit was crazy, man. We got Jey Uso and Roman Reigns who won the match, y'all. They won the first match of the night. This is night one anyway, by the way. This is night one of SummerSlam right here. All right, let's keep it pushing. What do y'all rate Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss? They are the new women's tag team champions, y'all. Put it in the comments, y'all, how y'all feeling about Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the tag team titles. Like I said in the last episode, I already predicted that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair was gonna win it. So they did it. So in the match, y'all, a little bit of highlights of the match. Alexa and Charlotte are the new champions. So shout out to Alexa and Charlotte Flair, y'all. Shout out to them. So Alexa punched Charlotte Flair in her face, y'all, on accident in the middle of the match. And then when Alexa was about to do her finisher on Roxanne, I thought Charlotte was gonna attack Alexa, but Charlotte ended up kicking Raquel in her motherfucking face, y'all. And then Alexa Bliss did her finisher onto Roxanne Perez, y'all. She did her finisher onto Roxanne Perez, and she pinned her, and that was the fucking match. We got Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair as the new women's tag team champions. Alright. So look, we're gonna keep it pushing to Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, y'all. And Sami Zayn won the match as well, y'all. Sami Zayn won his match. Remember, Sami Zayn also beat Karrion Kross at Money in the Bank. And this is his second PLE win right here against Karrion Kross. So I believe Sami Zayn is on his way up to winning a World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe next year at WrestleMania, y'all. We'll see. He might win the Royal Rumble next year. We'll see. But anyway, in the match, we want to talk about the highlights of that match. Karrion Kross tried to use, the steel pipe again on Sami. He tried to use the steel pipe again, but it backfired, y'all. It backfired on his ass. So Scarlett ended up giving Sami Zayn the steel pipe just to see what he was gonna do, y'all. But Sami Zayn ended up tossing the steel pipe out the fucking ring. He's like, I ain't doing that shit, bitch. Sorry, no, he didn't say it like that. But anyway, Sami Zayn did his finisher on to Karrion Kross. He pinned his ass and he won. So at the end of the match, Sami Zayn told Karrion Kross that they are fucking done. He said, we are done. And Karrion Kross was like, yeah, you right. Alright, so this is the match. Tiffany versus Jade, y'all, for the women's championship. And I was real shocked at Tiffany Stratton, y'all. Big ups to Tiffany Stratton. She retains her championship, y'all. Big ups to Tiffany. But I was shocked. I was really shocked because I just knew in my heart of hearts that Jade was going to be the new women's champion. But Tiffany Stratton remains the champion, y'all. So Jade tried to do her finisher at the top of the ropes on Tiffany Stratton. But Tiffany reversed it and did her, did her finisher on the Jade, and the ref counted 3, and that was it. She did the backflip onto Jade, y'all, and the ref counted 3. I was mad as hell. I was like, what the fuck? So what do y'all rate that match right there, Jade versus Tiffany? I rated I give it a 7 because of Jade didn't win. It would have been a 9. I would have given it a 9, but Jade did not win. And also did not win was Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. They also lost to Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, y'all. They lost to Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I couldn't believe that shit. I was shocked. Jelly Roll got his ass fucked up in that match, y'all. He got fucked all the way up. So look, outside the ring, let's talk about the highlights. Outside the ring, Logan and Drew destroyed Randy and Jelly Roll, y'all. They destroyed their ass. So Randy got Claymore and Jelly Roll went through the fucking announce table. He went to the announce table. God damn. So Jelly Roll, later on Jelly Roll came back into the match. He was like getting carried out by the fucking medical team, but he ended up coming back into the match. And like I said, after he almost got carried out, Jelly Roll took out Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre was on fire, y'all. Drew McIntyre was on fire. Drew, Claymore, Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, RKO, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul tossed out Randy Orton. And then Logan Paul did his finishing move on it. Jelly Roll did a frog splash, and that was it. He pinned and win. And Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre are the winners, man. I was shocked. I was fucking shocked, man. Pissed me off. Alright, so let's move to the main event, y'all. Let's move to the main event of night 1. We had CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And guess who won? It was the one and only CM Punk. CM Punk, man. CM Punk won the match. He gave Gunther 2 GTSs, man. Gunther was busted wide open. I was amped up with CM Punk. Finally won the World Heavyweight Championship. I was like, I was amped up. But all of a sudden, y'all, Seth Rollins came out. He cashed in on CM Punk. He beat the shit out of CM Punk with a briefcase. And then he stomped his ass. He stomped CM Punk into the fucking mat. The ref counted at 3. Seth freaking Rollins is the 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, y'all. Seth Rollins, y'all. Seth Rollins is a he's the 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. I can't believe that. Seth Rollins beat the shit out of CM Punk. I was mad. That's all I gotta say. I was pissed off. So what do y'all rate CM Punk versus Gunther, y'all? That was a big shocker of night 1. But I said that in the last episode. I said that Seth Rollins is gonna cash in on CM Punk, and that's exactly what went down. Gosh almighty. Gosh almighty. So look, how y'all feeling out there, y'all? How y'all feeling? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to your boy, King Tyson, man. We're going all the way up in 2025. Alright? So look, we're going into Day 2 of SummerSlam. SummerSlam Day 2. Alright, let's talk about Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And the winner of that match was the one and only Naomi, y'all. Naomi retains the championship, y'all. Naomi retains the championship. So at the beginning of the match, Naomi started the match by leaving Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the fucking ring, y'all. She left them in the ring, and they was looking at each other like, bring your ass in the ring, bitch. It was like, get your motherfucking ass in this ring. So Rhea and Io, they cornered Naomi's ass. They cornered her ass. And then later on in the match, Io and Rhea Ripley almost won at one point. They both was going back and forth in the ring. Io Sky did her finishing move on to Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley did her finishing move on to Io. But so, basically at the end of the match, Rhea Ripley did a super riptide to Io Sky and pinned, but Naomi came in for the steal, y'all. Naomi came in for the steal. She did a roll-up pin to Rhea Ripley, and the ref counted it 3, and that was it. Naomi retains the championship. That shit was crazy. Like I said, I thought Naomi was gonna retain that championship anyway. I was like, ain't no way she gonna lose that title that quick. That would have been too fast. But anyway, we had legends there, y'all. We had legends at SummerSlam. We had the one and only Dudley Boys, and we had the Hardy Boys. They was there. They had the Stars. The Stars was out as well. They had Tyrese Halliburton. They had Metro Boomin. It was jumping. I think they had Drewski there as well. So yeah, SummerSlam. The summer was too hot. SummerSlam was too hot, y'all. SummerSlam was too hot. Alright, so let's move into the goddamn TLC matches for the Tag Team Championships and the winner of that match, y'all. How y'all, before I get into that, what y'all rate that match? 1 out of 10. I give it an 8. I give it an 8. Alright, and the winners of the match was the one and only, or the 2 and only, Wyatt Six, y'all. The Wyatt Six retained the championships, man. It went back and forth. It was a lot of back and forth, y'all. It was a lot of back and forth. Alright, so look, the Street Profits had a little bit of botches. At one point, they tried to toss one of the members of the Wyatts onto the ladder, but he totally missed the ladder, so they had to redo it again so he could hit the ladder. I was like, what kind of bullshit is going on? So people was going through tables left and right, y'all. They was going through tables left and right. Tables was just exploding all over the fucking ring. All over the fucking arena. So look, they had Candice LeRae, B-Fab, and also Nikki Cross got involved with the tag team match. I was shocked too. I was like, wait a minute, they can be involved with this match? But you know, the TLC is no disqualification, so I guess anybody can be involved. So Candice LeRae went through a ladder, y'all. Candice LeRae went through the ladder when she tried to grab the tag team titles for DIY. B-Fab also tried to get the titles, but Nikki Cross took her ass the fuck out, y'all. Nikki Cross took her ass the fuck out. So the Street Profits beat the shit out of one of the members of the Wyatt Six. He beat the shit out of Eric with the steel chair, y'all. They beat the shit out of him with the steel chair. But at the end, the Wyatt Six remain the tag team champions, y'all. At the end of it, remain the tag team champions, alright? Let's keep it moving. Lyra versus Becky for the women's IC championship. Put in the comments, did y'all think Lyra was gonna win that? Did y'all think Lyra Carey was gonna win the IC championship? But I thought she was gonna win because Bayley came out. Bayley came out and she fucked up the whole match. She basically screwed Lyra by carrying. So let's talk about it. So Becky used the kendo sticks to beat the hell out of Lyra like Lyra did to Becky Lynch last week on Monday Night Raw. So Lyra did her finisher on to Becky from the steel steps onto the floor, y'all. That shit was crazy. So Becky Lynch ended up, Becky gave Lyra the manhandle slam on the steel stairs inside the ring. I was like, oh shit. So later on in the match, Becky Lynch was about to hit Lyra with the crowbar, but this is when Bayley came out and she saved the fucking, I won't say she saved the day, but she saved Lyra by carry. So Bayley destroyed Becky outside the ring. Lyra put Becky through the fucking table. That shit was crazy. Lyra came out of nowhere and just put Becky through the table. Then Bayley was trying to punch Becky in the face, but Bayley punched Lyra in her face on accident, and Becky did the manhandle slam to Lyra. Becky pins and she retains the women's IC championship, y'all. I was shocked. I was like, God damn. So Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. We moving on to Jacob Fatu versus Solo in the cage match. And the winner was the one and only Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa retains his championship. That shit was crazy. So in the match, Solo tossed Jacob into the steel cage multiple times, y'all. He tossed his ass to the steel cage multiple times. I was like, God damn. So Jacob did his finishing move to Solo 2 times, y'all. He did it to Solo 2 times, and Solo still kicked out of the fucking pin. So Jimmy Uso came out to help out, Jacob Fatu, because they had JC Mateo, Tonga Loa, and Tala Tonga, y'all. They was out there. So Jimmy Uso came out and he super kicked JC and Tonga Loa in the fucking face, but Tala Tonga big booted Jimmy's ass in the face and took him out of the picture, y'all. He took him out of the fucking picture. So Solo fight Jacob Fatu, y'all. Solo's fight Jacob Fatu. And Tala Tonga handcuffed Jacob Fatu to the top of the steel cage. But somehow, Jacob Fatu got out of the handcuffs, y'all. He got out of the handcuffs. So when Solo Sikoa was trying to leave the goddamn cage, Jacob Fatu pulled Solo Sikoa back in the ring, pulled his ass back in the ring. Tala Tonga ended up kicking the cage door onto Jacob Fatu's head, man. Jacob Fatu falls back into the ring, and Solo Sikoa falls out the ring. And Solo Sikoa remains the champion. He remains the champion, y'all. So after the match, Jimmy Uso took out JC Mateo and tossed him in the ring, y'all, with Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu took out JC Mateo and Tonga Loa in the cage, y'all. He did his finishing move on both of them from the top of the steel cage. That shit was crazy. I think, God, somebody, this match, this SummerSlam was too hot. That's all I gotta say. SummerSlam was too hot. So look, keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. The Dirty Dom versus AJ Styles for the men's IC championship. I just knew we was gonna have a new IC champion, but we didn't. Dirty Dom retained his championship as well. I was shocked. Like, what the fuck is going on with this SummerSlam? Let's talk about it. So Dirty Dom tried to cheat, y'all. Y'all remember this part? When Dirty Dom tried to cheat, he went to grab the steel chair and he smacked the steel chair to mat, like, you know, remember Eddie Guerrero used to do. He smacked the chair on the mat and he tossed the chair to AJ Styles. So AJ Styles was like, you ain't about to get me with that shit. You about to get me with that shit. So AJ Styles put the chair over his head. When the referee turned around, the referee was confused. He was like, what the fuck is going on? So at the end, y'all, at the fucking end, Dirty Dom hit AJ Styles with the boot that AJ pulled off him, and then Dirty Dom did a frog splash to AJ Styles, man. The ref counted to 3, and Dirty Dom retains his championship. That shit was crazy. SummerSlam was too hot. SummerSlam was too hot this time, y'all. Alright? So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy, man. This is episode 66. Alright, let's keep it pushing. Keep it pushing to the main event, actually. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship in a street fight, y'all. The old John Cena is officially back, y'all. The old John Cena is officially back. Alright? So, like I said, in the winner, actually, we got a new champion. Cody Rhodes is the 2-time Undisputed Champion now, y'all. Cody Rhodes is the 2-time Undisputed Champion. Cody Rhodes is the new champion. Big ups to Cody Rhodes, y'all. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. Let's talk about it. Cody Rhodes slammed John Cena on the steel steps at one point. So John Cena gave Cody Rhodes the 5-knuckle shuffle. And then Cody Rhodes gave John Cena the Cody Cutter, y'all. The Cody Cutter. So later on in the match, Cody gave John Cena one hell of a pile driver. He dropped John Cena on his motherfucking head. His head went into his goddamn shoulders. So look, John Cena gave Cody Rhodes the AA out of nowhere. Vintage John Cena came out, y'all. Vintage John Cena came out. John Cena put Cody Rhodes to the motherfucking announce table. That shit was crazy. That was fucking crazy when he went to the announce table. John Cena was on fire for the match, y'all. John Cena was on fire. Crowded area, Cody Rhodes suplexed John on the steel barrier. That shit was crazy. He gave John Cena a suplex onto the steel barrier. And then then when he was about to get in the ring, they was on the ramp. Actually, on the ramp, John Cena gave Cody Rhodes the AA. John Cena carried Cody Rhodes all the way to the ring. So when he got to the ring, Cody Rhodes tossed John Cena into the table, and then he gave him the fucking crossroads. It was a lot going on, y'all. It was a lot going on in this motherfucking match. He crossroads him, but John Cena kicked out of that shit, man. They was kicking out of AAs and kicking out of crossroads at the same time. The shit was crazy. So later in the match, John Cena put Cody Rhodes in the STF, y'all, but there is no fucking rope break. I mean, he put him in the STF, and then he put the ropes around Cody Rhodes' neck, y'all. He put the ropes around Cody Rhodes' neck. So later on in the match, Cody Rhodes gave John Cena 3 crossroads, y'all. I just knew that's the point when I thought the match was gonna be over, after the 3rd crossroad. But John Cena got kicked out of that shit. I was like, oh shit. So Cody Rhodes didn't know what to do, so he grabbed the championship. He tried to hit John Cena, y'all. He tried to hit John Cena with the fucking title. But then John Cena AA attitude adjustment 3 times and 1 from the top rope. I thought that was over right there, but Cody Rhodes kicked out of that shit. I was like, what? This match was crazy. This match was fucking crazy. So at the end of it, Cody Rhodes put John Cena through the table again, y'all. John Cena went through the fucking table, and then he gave John Cena the crossroads. Cody Rhodes pinned, and we have a new champion. Cody Rhodes is the 2-time undisputed champion. Cody Rhodes is the 2-time undisputed champion, y'all. So Cody Rhodes and John Cena shook hands and shit. They hugged and shit like that. So Cody Rhodes left, and John Cena was the last one in the ring. And everybody was thanking John Cena and shit. But all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar showed up, y'all. Brock Lesnar showed up out of nowhere, y'all. The crowd went fucking bananas. It went bananas in there. And Brock Lesnar had this goddamn mean ass look on his goddamn face. I was like, oh shit. So Brock Lesnar, I guess he came back with John Cena. He came back with John Cena's ass. So Brock Lesnar got in the ring, and he gave John Cena the biggest F5, y'all. He gave John Cena a big ass F5. So we're gonna see what is the fallout from this, y'all, on Friday Night SmackDown. I can't wait to see Friday Night SmackDown. Make sure y'all tune into Monday Night Raw as well, but we gotta tune in to Friday Night SmackDown. All right, let's gosh almighty. Woo! The SummerSlam was too hot. SummerSlam was too hot. So we gotta see what's next for John Cena and Brock Lesnar, and what's next for the new champion, Cody Rhodes. The new undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes. Alright. So look, y'all, that was it, y'all. That was episode 66, SummerSlam edition. I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me like y'all always do, man, every week and every episode, man. Like I say, man, we're gonna tune in to Friday Night SmackDown to see the aftermath of SummerSlam. We're gonna talk about that later on this week for episode 67, y'all. We're moving on up. All right, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy. Let's do this together. All right. Like I said, with every episode, every week, man, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with the one and only King Tyson. And I'll see y'all on the next episode. I'm out.